Hello and welcome everybody to the Two Raccoons in a Trench Coat podcast. I am your co-host for today's episode, some guy with a microphone, joined as always, happily by your host with the most.
Some guy with a hat. Happy whenever it is you're listening to us. Thank you again for joining. And we've got another episode for you today.
We sure
As
do.
all,
Oh god, it's always the delay.
it's always the delay. And this time I think we're going to keep it in because we've already started this recording like 17
It's our
times.
proof of suffering is what it is. If you would like to see us suffer less and get higher quality content, send us your donations. I don't think we have a link for donations or anything to help support the podcast.
No, but you can email us at tworaccoonspodcast@gmail.com. That's two C's, two O's, no spaces. Getting that right out of the way early this episode.
And tell me,
right,
host,
as always.
Tell me, host, we have
God damn, this is a really bad delay.
It's
what the hell's
normally
going
not
on?
this bad.
No.
Okay, so tell me, host, do we have a special guest today?
We do not, actually. Yep, all of our friends are finally fed up with us. We are all alone in this single office.
Yes, this one office where we're completely together and in person. I'm staring into your eyes deeply right now.
Yeah, there's no delay at all.
No, the only delay is our mental faculties, which are slowly declining.
That makes so much sense. All right, well, before we degrade any further, do you want to get into some trivia?
You know what? Hit me with it.
All right, you know the deal. You're going to have 5 questions, 60 seconds. Your time starts after I ask the first question. However, time's not going to matter too much here since you don't have an opponent. But we'll take track of it anyway. And of course, I'm not prepared. Now I'm prepared. All right, you ready?
I am ready. Let's do this.
All right. Who wrote the book Darkly Dreaming Dexter?
Oh, R.L. Stein.
Who killed the Bay Harbor Butcher?
No one. No one killed the Bay Harbor Butcher.
Where did Dexter keep the incriminating evidence of his blood slides?
That would be in a vent in his apartment in a little box.
By the end of the series, what was Angel Batista's role in the Miami Metro Police Department?
Senior detective?
What were the writers smoking when coming up with Deb's Season 6 subplot?
Ooh. Some sweet Alabama kush, keeping it in the family.
Time. All right. Let me write down that last one. Alabama. Okay. How do you think you did?
Okay, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I really like the material we have today, but it's been a little while, and I have the memory of 2 goldfish in a trash can.
Hey, that's our senior podcast. Shout out to 2 goldfish in a trash can. How you guys doing today? All right. Question 1. Who wrote the book Darkly Dreaming Dexter? You said R.L. Stein. The answer is Jeff Lindsay. Question number 2. Now, this one was a bit of a trick question. Who killed the Bay Harbor Butcher? You said no one. However, according as far as everyone knows in the show, James Dokes was the Bay Harbor Butcher, and he was killed by Lila. Question number 3. Where did Dexter keep the incriminating evidence of his blood slides? You said the vent in his apartment. That is correct. They're in a box in his vent. Question 4. By the end of the series, what was Angel Batista's role in the Miami Metro Police Department? You said senior detective. He was actually promoted to captain.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because I think it was Deb found out that Matthews was cheating on his wife, so then LaGuardia became captain, and then she was disposed of, and then he was promoted. All right, question 5. What were the writers smoking when coming up with Deb's Season 6 subplot? I didn't have an answer for this one. but I'll accept yours of the Alabama Kush. So that was 2 out of 5.
That's a new record for
Pretty
me.
on par. Really? I mean, I could go back. I have all the answers here.
You
I'm
could
pretty
check the
sure you got.
records.
Yeah, you actually might be right. You might be tied for your record. Today, we are going to be talking about Dexter, the original show, seasons 1 through 8. We're not going to be touching on the second or sequel show or the spinoff when he's younger or the second sequel show that I think just came out. We've both only seen the original show, so that's what we're going to be sticking with.
I am very excited for this. This was a piece of media that no one else at the time that I had in my personal friend group was watching. So I got to I just kind of got to sit down and enjoy it as as a me thing, and then I got to casually find other people who also enjoyed this particular content, and it was really nice because I got to talk about serial killers. And fun fact: if you are a lonely man suffering from the male loneliness epidemic, go to Barnes and Noble, hang around the horror section, talk about serial killers and movie monsters. You will find exactly what you're looking for and exactly what you deserve.
Well, I guess that answers my first question on if you watched this when it was airing or after the fact on a binge. Sounds like you watched it when this came out, right?
Shortly after, and I binged it.
Oh, okay. So we both binged this show. Uh, I think it probably works better that way.
I would have to agree. I feel like a lot of thrillers, especially, need to be. I mean, a week apart is not super long to wait. Anybody who's a big fan of the anime scene or The Walking Dead will be like, oh no, you can have suspense and drama and stuff from a week to week, and that's fine. But I feel because it came out in an era where a lot of other good things were also out, that it had a lot of competition. And I think binging just eliminates the competition and the drag. So you can sit there and you can watch all of Dexter in 3-4 sittings if you're dedicated.
Yeah, that would take some real dedication. But yeah, it's great that you brought up The Walking Dead because that was also what I was thinking of uh, for bingeable shows that are better that way. I watched them all after the fact, but I think I took my time with season 7, and that was just such a drag. I hated it. But then on my second rewatch, I binged it, and it was a lot more tolerable.
Mm.
So that's probably a benefit to watching this after the fact.
I feel a lot of things are stronger when you binge as opposed to watching week to week.
Yeah, food, binging all your food for a week up front,
Oh yeah.
it saves you a lot of time. You don't have to oh, hey, sorry, I have to step out of this work meeting. I have to go eat food. No. You can just be no.
You carb max at the beginning of the week and you're set.
Exactly. Okay. If you are unaware of what Dexter is, it was a show that followed Dexter Morgan, who was a blood spatter analyst at the Miami Metro Police Department, and he moonlighted. Is that the right term? Maybe. He moonlighted as a serial killer, but there is a specific code that he followed set up by his dad. So Dexter, when he was younger, was really showing signs that he was a psychopath, which I guess we should get into a content warning. We're not going to get too graphic, but I mean, it's a show about a serial killer.
It's going to be a touchy
taking
subject for
context
some
clues.
people. I'd also, did we ever decide if he was a psychopath or a sociopath?
I think so. In the last season, that's a major point they try and make. I don't think he's a psychopath because he has empathy.
Well, sociopaths don't feel empathy; they just know how to fake it.
Yeah, but I think he actively shows emotion throughout the series, and I think a lot of the plot points are have proven that he is empathetic.
That's fair.
But getting back to this code that his dad set up. His dad was also a police officer. So he thought, instead of therapy, the best way to help his adopted son is to train him to be a serial killer. Instead of, being like, hey, maybe don't act on those urges that you have of violence. But what do I know?
He could have been a painter.
Yeah, he could have. But he exclusively goes after, like, bad people. Like, he investigates people, which he has a lot of avenues to do that since he works in the police department. He stalks them, and it's a whole process they get into. It's kind of surprising that he's never been caught before, since there's a lot of room for error. Like, he's out in broad daylight at times in his, like, brown pants and shirt that he always wears and his black leather gloves. It's like watching a white OJ stalk people. Like, what the hell is going on?
Listen, it's a lot. It's like Scooby-Doo logic. They're always wearing the exact same clothing. You just don't think about it too hard.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what everyone was thinking when they saw him go into that house of a recently deceased person.
Yeah, it's just listen. That's Dexter. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna get into something. You can feel free to disagree with me on this one. So you know how every single time there's like an ID channel or like 60-minute special, and like, this guy killed 17 people and kept their corpses in his basement. They interview his neighbors and they're like, oh, he was so normal, so nice. He raised orphans. I think it's the same effect here.
Yeah, I mean, even in, like, the first episode when they're introducing everyone on the police force, like, LaGuardia is set up that she's, like, not in love with him, but, like, she's soft on him.
Yeah.
Like, that's 100% what they were going for. Someone who's able to just fly under the radar.
Mm-hmm. He's a very disarming character type.
Moving on from people who never knew, but who do we think actually knew but never said anything? I have 3 possible people here. The first one, Frank Lundy, the FBI specialist, was set up in season 2,
Mm-hmm.
and he came very close to solving the entire case had Dokes not been set up to take the fall. Do we think he actually knew that it was Dexter and was only covering because he had that weird inappropriate relationship with Deb? Or is he not as good at his job as he thinks he is?
I think he did know, or at least he was 99% sure of himself, but I think there are 2 main factors. One, the inappropriate relationship is definitely a factor, but 2, once the case was, air quotes, solved, what's that?
Oh, I was about to say, yeah, he bounced. He was out of there once it was done.
Yes. Listen, when you're handed a gold medal saying, hey, good job, you figured it out, bravo, you don't question it, you just take the accolade and move on. And third, if he's truly as good as he thinks he is, or as he appears to be, with the knowledge of who Dexter may have killed, again, he's a CIA spook. So he might just look at things and go, greater good, I'll take the win, the department's happy, the public is happy, and if this guy goes on to kill more, creeps and weirdos, then power to him.
Yeah. All right, next one. Is it Dave Matthews? Was that his first name?
So?
The original captain of the police department. Towards the end, he was very adamant when LaGuardia found out that Dexter was in fact a serial killer, she was trying any way to prove that he was. But Matthews kept on shooting her down, telling her to step away. And there are some moments that he shares with Dexter saying, like, oh, yeah, I actually knew more about your dad. Like, he was telling a lot of these revelations. It kind of seemed like he was protecting Dexter. Oh, he was. He was, because I think he showed up on the boat one time.
Yes.
Or he called Dexter over to his boat. And he's like, hey, watch out. She's on your trail.
Yeah. I think having, again, a good relationship with Dexter himself and his family, and the fact that he was so close to retirement and he kind of caught on to what was happening, I think he just let it be.
The next one, which might have been like confirmed, but if not confirmed, really heavily hinted at.
Mm-hmm.
I forget his name, but he was introduced in season 3 to fill the opening in the police force. He was Deb's partner, the one that came on from Narcotics.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he knew.
Yes, I think so too.
Yeah, because he caught Dexter as he was trailing that one kid who turned out to be his like protege for like 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh, funny seeing you here." And then in the final episode, after he kills the brain surgeon, he's like, "Oh yeah, no, it was totally self-defense. Like, you're good." Even though there was a notable pause in that. It's like it was premeditated.
Yeah, this was a killing. It just so happens I can spin it to look good.
My last name here is going to be a bit of a stretch, but I think Rita knew. And my reasoning...
Do you think so? Okay, hit me with your reasoning, because I don't think so.
So she knows that he took care of her ex-husband in some shape or form. She knows that he's always been like super shady with like working late, quote unquote working late. He kept his apartment when they got married and moved in together. And there are like brief little hints of whenever she's mad at him and like the tone there. I think maybe she doesn't know that he's a serial killer, but she knows that this guy is capable of doing like bad things.
I have a theory on top of your theory.
Hit me.
I don't think she knows that he's doing the killing. I think that she believes that he is working. So he works with the police department. That they're taking care of things in a outlaw justice sense, and he's just complacent in it. But she's not gonna say anything. I don't think she thinks he's doing the killing, but that he's in on whatever, underhanded cop drama they have going on at the precinct.
That's fair. I can see that.
Because Rita also seems very trusting.
Yeah.
To be fair, she looks really good in everybody, which is why her douchey ex is able to walk all over her. And steal her RAV4. Product placement, man.
Hey, I mean, the only other option was for as Dexter's like cutting up the bodies and disposing of them. Like, you want hefty trash bags in there too? The official brand of serial killer trash bags? That might not have gone over so well.
Yeah. Do you need to dispose of a body? It's just Dexter just dragging one in the background. Look no further than hefty.
The cast for this show was picked out so well.
Yes.
Like, especially everyone on the police department. Like, even like pervs like Masuka, like they grow on you.
Yeah.
Because they're just played so well. Which I think Rita, for me, was the one that took the longest to get used to. I think her early episodes before she was really fleshed out as a character. It was just annoying. Um, but eventually, I think after they got married, things really started to gel
Mm-hmm.
for a few episodes, and then, you know, whoops.
Oh, you okay?
No, it was because she got killed.
Oh, oh, gosh.
Whoops.
That's what you meant by the whoops. Your whoops was so
Yeah.
sincere that I thought like you knocked something over.
I can just imagine the Trinity killer like saying that as he's doing it, like, "Oh, whoops, there go your veins. My bad."
Oh no, your Achilles tendon. Whatever will you do?
Speaking of Trinity, who is your favorite season antagonist? To recap, season 1 was Brian, who turned out to be Dexter's biological brother. We'll get into the whole family tree later on. He was the ice truck killer. Season 2 was the Bay Harbor Butcher. Season 3, I think the antagonist, well, there were two antagonists. One was Jimmy Smits, and then the landscaper. Season 4 was Trinity. Season 5 was the whole thing with what's her face from the Bourne movies, Julia Stiles, I think.
Yep.
Season 6 was Doomsday, the Doomsday Killer. 7 was Ray Stevenson, and then season 8 was the Brain Surgeon. Which of those did you like the best? Like as a plot point, not like as a person, you know, because complications.
Surprise, motherfucker. Here's the thing that as funny as the joke is to just make that as like that's my reason. Like he's a recurring antagonist. I mean, I don't know if you really call him an antagonist. He's just doing his job.
I don't consider him to be an antagonist at all. I assume you're talking about season 2.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, season 2 is my absolute favorite season.
Yeah, I think season 1's a great setup and is interesting enough to keep you watching. And I think season 2, a good story builds on itself, and it built on itself very well. And it jumped off of there to some better stuff and some things like season 6, which were, a branch on the ugly tree. But
yeah, season 6 is split for me. To bounce
I can't
back
get over one glaring issue in season 6.
Yeah. I love the Doomsday Killer stuff. That twist.
Oh, yeah.
That he was in a freezer the whole time. Great. Didn't see it coming. Kind of, but not really. It all clicked after that fridge was open. I'm like, oh, yeah, that all makes sense now. Love that part of season 6. We'll get into the bad stuff in a minute. But jumping back to season 2, I felt like to me as I was watching it, like, this is happening so fast. This felt like a season 5 or 6 move, not a season 2 move.
Yes.
Because basically he is found out. Like, there is nowhere for him to hide. They're finding all of his bodies. All the evidence is coming in. And if James Stokes hadn't have been so shifty and shady and radio silent, he would not have gotten away with it.
No.
Like, an incredible season of television. Plus, you introduce Frank Lundy, another great character on this show. Yeah. Second to that, I really enjoyed Ray Stevenson's antagonist role, even though by the end of it, it was more of not an anti-hero, but like someone who helps Dexter out a little bit, even though...
More of a... Yeah. He's doing bad things for what he believes to be good reasons.
Yeah. That scene of them two in the gay bar just talking, phenomenal scene. One of the best in the entire show.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing I want to point out for another good thing about the show is Dexter does something that very few media items do right, which is the writing lets you feel intelligent, but doesn't leave you in the dark in case you're not going to be able to catch it. And it's a very fine line to walk, simply with, again, the twists are there to make sure so you can't just guess the whole thing, at least not super well.
I don't know. I watched it twice, and I could pick out every twist as it came up.
Um, but it's one of those, and this is gonna sound nerdy, and that's fine. But it's written very well, like Death Note, the anime, where the the writers do not just say, well, Dexter is very clever, and therefore he gets away because everyone else is just stupid. No, the challenges that Dexter faces are legitimate, intelligent other people,
Mm-hmm.
and he himself is intelligent enough to pull things off. And while they do take some leaps in logic with certain things,
For sure.
it's never beyond the realm that you, as an observer, cannot work out how they could have gotten out of this, and they don't just pull things out of midair, which is so hard to do and make feel good.
Yeah, I mean, the best example of that is, like we've said, season 2. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was literally on the edge of my seat the entire time.
I think I watched all of season 2 in one sitting
That's not surprising. Like, they're like, what,
because it was
12,
good.
13 episodes a season?
Yeah,
Yeah. So it takes you most of a day, but it's an entertaining day, I'll tell you what.
yeah. And when you're binging it, there's no commercial breaks to worry about.
Yeah. How'd you feel about Lila?
Eh, I'm lukewarm on Lila. What is your opinion? I feel you're gonna contradict me.
No, like, there are things that I like about her and don't like. Like, yeah, she's psychotic for sure, but also attractive. So I guess she's able to get away with it.
Again, we were all groomed to love dark-haired goth girls.
I just
I mean,
the
she's not really
one,
a goth girl, but she's got the dark hair.
yeah. Um, there's one line of Deb's that makes fun of her, um, based on something she says when she finds out the two of them are together. And I don't think I can say it on the podcast, but it is so funny. It's like her nickname that Deb gives her.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about the family tree or Dokes?
I think we should start with Dokes because
Okay.
we mentioned him more recently.
Yeah, and there's a bit more to get into with the
Oh,
family tree.
I just remembered the exact name you're talking about.
Yeah. Do you think we can say it?
I don't think we can.
Okay.
I
No.
don't think we can without putting a mature content warning.
Let me Google real quick if it'll even come up. For Lila Dexter.
Because I know the one. I think I know the one you're talking. There's
Yeah.
two of them that have a similar vibe, though.
Yeah, it comes right up if you Google Deb's nickname for Lila Dexter. All right. James Dokes. Surprise, motherfucker. I was shocked when I saw that. Because that's like the meme. And I did a
Yep.
Leo moment where I'm like, that, I know that. I do pop culture. Um Yeah, the
I'm
Vine.
one of the youths.
Yeah, the Vine where the guy plays that clip and then he's like, holds up a book of the Hunger Games, Rue dies, motherfucker. Or holds
Some
up some French
fries,
fries.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
All
Oh my
rise,
god.
motherfucker.
Iconic. Absolutely iconic. And I didn't even clock that it was him for the first like 11 episodes of the first season until
Oh
that
yeah.
moment happens. Um, yeah, and then they obviously referenced that. I think the season 7 finale is literally titled "Surprise, Motherfucker."
I think it is.
Yeah, if we're not demonetized on this episode yet, we'll get there.
We're
But
over a minute in. We're fine.
yeah, we're good. Um, yeah,
Editor,
so, yeah,
bleep those out.
no, they're quotes. We're quoting something. It's fine. Um, no, such a cool motherfucker. I think that's literally his final line. Like, as the. So I mentioned in trivia, Lila kills Dokes.
Yes.
He's trapped in a cabin. Also, a great character study. Like, is Dexter going to let him out and uh, risk his freedom? Or is he going to have to kill what is essentially an innocent person? His choice was taken away from him. But again, everything leading up to that moment was great. Anyway,
Yes.
Lila unhooks a gas valve or something and turns the stove on. And as Dokes gets out, he's almost about to make it, but he can sense that it's about to go off. So the audio cuts out, and he's like, "Motherfucker!" And you could see it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Great character. Sucks that he left so early. Like I said, it feels like it could have been like season 5 or 6.
Yep.
But I really don't know how much they could have drawn out that plot of him not trusting Dexter, because it was getting old
Right.
by the time season 2 started.
Yes.
So
It was very heavy-handed in season 1. They ramped it up to be more enjoyable in season 2, but it after the surprise, motherfucker, it jumped the shark. He needed to go.
yeah, I mean, there was almost some redemption there and some understanding, because when Dexter was going to AA or whatever meeting it was, uh, to get out of the whole Rita debacle, because there is
Mm-hmm.
some things about her disappearing ex-husband, whatever. Dokes follows him. He's like, "Oh, like I've known plenty of good people who are going through this. Like, stick with it, and we'll be fine." I forget what happens that he then again decides to distrust Dexter, but it's a very short-lived truce.
Yeah.
All right, family circle. You ready for it?
Let's do it.
Okay. So the reason why Dexter is a psychopath serial killer, he witnessed his mother get murdered in front of him when he was at a very young age. He was then adopted by Harry, Deb's father. Dexter had a brother that he didn't know about. The brother, I guess, was too old and already showing signs of being like troubled, so that's why Harry never mentioned him and didn't adopt him as well. As we mentioned, he becomes the ice truck killer in season 1. They have their little altercation, and that's that. Later on, it's discovered that Harry was cheating on his wife with a CI. That CI being, who would have guessed, Dexter's mom. My theory is that Harry is Dexter's biological dad, which makes Deb and Dexter half siblings. That comes into conflict into a point we'll get to later. This is going to be the big reveal. What we're teasing, this is our Avengers Endgame moment when we reveal what's so wrong with season 6. What are the holes in that theory? Did I figure it out? Are there many holes? Tell me how I'm wrong.
I have the exact same theory as. Here's the thing. The question become, I don't know. I mean, there's cases for and against with different parts of the timeline. I do personally believe that Harry is Dexter's biological father, but I don't know if Mr. Ice Truck Killer is Harry's. But he doesn't feel like he'd be Harry's biological son.
No, I think you're.
Because he's also he's different from Dexter.
Yeah,
by
I
too
think
many
you're
degrees.
completely right. I think you're completely right. The Brian's probably an existing child. That's also why he didn't adopt him as well, probably. Because everything we've seen in all flashbacks, he cares a lot about Dexter.
Yes.
To where it's not unreasonable, if you didn't know that he was adopted, you would assume, oh yeah, it's just his father.
Right. I think also the lineage of like, and I'm not a doctor or a psychiatrist.
Why not?
I haven't tried hard enough.
Obviously.
I'm in the finance world. I took the easy path. So Ice Truck. I'm just gonna keep calling him Ice Truck.
That's fine. That's what he's referred to throughout most of the show.
Yeah. So Ice Truck again has like the murderous instinct that Dexter does, but I don't think it's quite the same
It's
Simply,
unrefined.
yes, and somebody could say, well, yeah, because Harry trained Dexter to do it refined, but I think it's a different urge. Because the patterning of, like, Ice Truck is just different. And I think he has the murderous urge, or from a Warhammer 40K fans, the Black Rage, um, simply because he was old enough to comprehend his mother's murder,
Mhm.
whereas Dexter, well, I don't think was old enough to fully comprehend it,
No.
and that's why the bloodline of him having the Black Rage comes from Harry. Hence, why the patterns are similar and it's easier to refine. Whereas Ice Truck is just suffering from severe PTSD, and this is how he's coping.
Yeah, playing psychoanalyst here. He only kills hookers in the show. So there might be
Yes.
some pent up resentment. Like, hey, my mother left me too early. I know she was murdered, but hey, she should have tried harder not to get killed. So now I'm going to take it out on any helpless woman I can find.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Dexter, he knows a bit better, and he goes after bad people. So
Yeah. Again, I think the patterns are too erratic. I can see, like, I think they're just half brothers.
yeah, I want to push off uh, our topic on Deb as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, Rita versus Hannah. So, if you're not familiar, Rita
Mm-hmm.
is the surprise final victim of season 4. And I think in season 7, Hannah is introduced, who is a fellow serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's poisoned her last 2 husbands, or her one husband and caretaker. I don't know. I don't
She's a
really know.
Black Widow.
Right. Um, who do we think's the better fit for Dexter? I kind of think Hannah's better because she understands him, and I don't really
Yes.
think that she would try and poison him. I think she's had plenty of
I.
opportunities to do in the past,
Mm-hmm.
but again, there's an understanding there. And really, bitch, if you've murdered everyone else that you've loved, and this guy actually knows what you are, like, you're not gonna get a fourth person. Like,
Exactly. It's one of those. I do think Hannah's the better fit, simply because she has not quite the Black Rage, but she does have that killer instinct and she has that drive. And I think it's one of those things where it's like you know how when you're putting a puzzle together and you find two really wonky pieces that fit together. I think it's that moment for her. It's
mhm,
this is my other piece.
yeah.
Hence why at the ending of Dexter, there's a certain thing that takes place that also feels more natural.
I have the ending later on to talk about, but what moment are you talking about?
Um,
Spoiler alert, I guess. We're like,
not the
what,
well.
35
I will.
minutes into this
I'll
episode?
keep it as spoiler free as possible till we get to the climactic ending. Not the final scene, but
Hmm.
the scene with Hannah. The final scene that Hannah is in,
Okay. Yep.
because it feels not that she's changed, but that this is something she's honestly committed to.
Yeah, she's okay with herself, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I agree. Um, let's talk about loose ends. So there
Uh
is
huh.
one plot point that I really thought would have gotten more time. I think it's in like season 4,
Mm-hmm.
where he's rushing to get back to the main plot, but he also decides to do a side murder, and he ends up killing the wrong person. He kills a completely innocent person. Um, and they kind of just brush over that. Like,
Yes.
the entire time, this is built up to where, like, hey, I have a code. I have to follow this code. Without this code, what am I? I'm nothing. I'm not better than the people that I'm putting down. Yet, I think he takes like a minute in the episode and is like, oh my God, what did I do? Anyway, here I go killing again.
Yeah, it's very gloss. I thought it was gonna be a much bigger impact to his psyche for like multiple seasons.
Yes. Like as soon as it happened, I'm like, oh no, now we have to put up with this as a subplot.
Because he broke the cardinal rules that he's very, very dedicated. And again, with a psycho or a sociopath, those rituals are very, very important.
Mm-hmm. Like, if I don't have 9 chicken nuggets on my plate and enough room for a splash of ranch, I get crazy, right? Like these,
I've watched him strip a tree of its bark in under 7 seconds because I had 8 nuggies.
that was uncalled for. All right, you're a heathen, and thank God our other friends were there so I could like calm myself down. Like, no, they don't need to see this. Contain yourself. Whew. Anyway, personal stories aside, as the only investigator here, I'd like to know which mystery case you would have been able to solve.
Oh, ooh, I'm kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, of all the cases that are working on, what do I think I could have solved?
I could have solved all of them. Just saying that I'm like the best there ever is and ever will be. Um,
I
so
feel by season 2, I could have cracked the Bay Harbor Butcher case wide open.
okay, all right.
Especially once. Here's the thing. Now, are we assuming I'm part of like the police force, or am I just some random like internet sleuth?
Um, let's say let's put a spin on it. You are Dexter, but without the murder and more of an eye for investigation. You're Lundy. You're Frank Lundy.
Once Dokes is gone,
Mm-hmm.
I would have fingered Dex. Oh, I can't say that. I I would have put the main focus on Dexter and just had him tailed by investigators 24/7 until he made a slip.
Well, like as soon as the next body shows up, or no, not even as soon as the next bad person goes missing, you start to think, hey, maybe that case isn't as closed as we thought it was.
Right.
No, I think I definitely would have been able to solve season 3. That's the one with Jimmy Smits, who is the
Yep.
DA, I think was his
Mhm.
title.
I think he's a district attorney, yeah.
Yeah, but he has a very public, hateful relationship with one of the lawyers, and that's the first person he kills. So as soon as she goes missing, uh, that's subject number 1, and then you say, oh, him and this blood spatter analyst have been hanging out a lot. That's a new relationship. Let's look into him a bit, and then the whole thing falls apart from there. But
Yeah. There again, I think it also speaks to the writing that you could believably see yourself figuring some of this out if you were given some of the information that some of these characters had.
right.
Because there's nothing like, oh, I could have never seen that coming. Because it's well written to the point where that's the thing. You can surprise us with twists, and that's perfectly fine. But they didn't. They didn't. Every season wasn't a twist, which I like.
Yeah, I don't think season 5 had a twist. I don't think season 7 had a twist. 7 had a build up to an event, but it wasn't a twist.
It had a climax, but not
Yeah.
necessarily a twist. Some things may have gone as not as I would have had anticipated, but there was still. You could have figured things out. You could have put enough pieces together to get the final picture.
All right, I think we put it off long enough. I think it's time to talk about Deb.
We're gonna have to go to a Catholic mass after this and confess.
So, we've established that Deb and Dexter are possibly half siblings, but if not, they were raised as siblings. Like, he is an adopted brother in this family.
Yes.
Season 6, Deb has to take some mandated therapy sessions because wasn't there like a shooting or something at the beginning of the season?
Didn't she have to shoot? Yeah, she had to shoot somebody.
there was a shooting and she was promoted. She became lieutenant.
Yes. And
Yeah.
because of I think if I'm not mistaken, if it's still the same practice, anytime a law enforcement officer has to put someone down, they have to go get mandatory like counseling
Yeah.
to
Which
make sure they're
fair.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, Dexter never had to go to counseling. Yeah. Because everyone agreed with that what he was doing was right. Moving on.
Yeah. Listen, don't go to counseling if we think you're gonna do something stupid.
Anyway, throughout the therapy sessions, the counselor is like, "Hey, you've mentioned your brother a lot. Is there something going on there?" And Deb's like, "What the hell are you talking about? He's my brother." And then the counselor's like, "You sure? Maybe there could be." And Deb, taking 1 second to think about it, like, "Huh? Maybe I do love my brother in a different way." And for the rest of season 6, she is in love with her fucking brother.
Yeah, she is.
Thankfully, the twist at the end of season 6 is Deb finds Dexter killing someone. And that kind of fast tracks that subplot into oblivion till it comes back up in like season 7 for a few minutes, and then she tries to kill both of them in season 8, whatever. That also happens and is over within less than a few minutes.
You know what the worst part about season 6 is?
Hmm.
It's not just that Deb is in love with her possible half brother. It's the fact that and again, season 6 takes a very big tonal shift. I don't know what happened between 5 and 6.
I do.
Uh, but there's such a big like she's horny on main for Dexter. She doesn't go, "Oh, I just love him a lot." It's, "Oh, I want to sleep with him." And then she thinks, "Oh, when she was therapy, oh yeah, maybe I do love him." And it almost feels like the whole "I love him" plot is just a cover up for her like more carnal feelings that she knows she shouldn't have, but she's able to justify those feelings by saying that, well, this professional said I'm in love with him and that's okay then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
I
they were
That's how
always
it's
portrayed as close, but it never
right.
should have gone in that direction.
Like, don't get me
One of
wrong. I can definitely. Oh, go ahead.
no, please continue because I have a bombshell I'm gonna drop on you.
Oh, okay. Here we go. So, like, I could like let's say season 6, Deb, finds out. I could definitely see like I think a better character arc would have been like going to therapy and being like, you might have a thing for your brother. It might be a problem. And she self evaluates. And then she goes to confront Dexter to like be like, hey, I need your feelings on this. Am I crazy? And that's when she sees him killing. But then what feelings were of lust and of infatuation became that of compassion. Of like, I do love my brother, but I love him as a brother, and that's why I'm going to keep this secret.
Yeah, the only reason she finds out that he's a serial killer, she goes to the place where she knows he is alone at a crime scene to confess. And
Yes.
it's very obvious that she's hoping he feels the same way.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but Jennifer Carpenter and Michael C. Hall were married at the time.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yes. For a decent part of the show, they were, in fact, married. He was also battling cancer for the last few seasons, which
Oh.
you would never know from
No,
watching
not
the
at
show.
all.
Yeah. But I don't think they're still together now. I think they split up either shortly after the show ended or shortly before. Maybe that's why that subplot was dropped so fast. That would make
I have a
sense.
confession to make. Uh, so you know my fiance very well, Miss Microphone.
No, I never met her. What's she like?
Yeah, and I love her more than anything else in the whole wide world. But I think if we were on a Hollywood set and we had to pretend to be siblings that wanted to bone, I think that might put a strain on our relationship as well.
I mean, I would kind of hope so. It's not a normal thing that people
Like,
should
and
have
here's
to
the thing,
do.
like, as a voice actor and as a role player in D&D, um, I'm very good. I need to make that very clear.
Hey, Miss
I'm very
Microphone,
good
I
at
know I'm an only child, but like,
I'm very good at compartmentalizing, like, as I'm playing a character. Like, when I'm playing as the DM for our games, I am God, and I am
or for
aware
our
of that.
friend's
But when
wedding,
the game is, what's that?
or for our friend's wedding.
Or for, oh God, listen, I only got so many options to choose from. Anyway, I am God in that situation, and if I decide I want someone to lose their right arm, I can just do that. I snap my fingers and it happens, and you can't say boo about it. When I'm done playing a dungeon master, I do not have that feeling of lording over my friends. Unless we're playing Repo. And you all are screaming and getting me killed.
I
Or if
told
one of
her
our
I
friends is
couldn't
letting you
see where
walk
I
into
was
oblivion.
going.
I can't see, so help guide me. Ah.
Oh my god, what
Anyway,
the hell is...
but I don't know if I could. I do not know that if I'm on a Hollywood set for hours and hours and take after season of like, yeah, put yourself in the mindset that that's your sister and you want to bang. I don't think it would. I could walk away unaffected. And again, as an only child, I will admit, and this is something from the only child community that a lot of people are aware of, and I can't disagree with, but I'm not part of that crowd. Um, a lot of only children find it less revolting when you have storylines like that. The keeping it in the family storylines do not tend to bother only children because they don't have siblings to make that gross, icky feeling. They just see two people who have like a similar connection and have like love for each other on a level that they don't get to have. So it's more of a accepted thing. Not in my perspective. I'm a happy only child. I don't need siblings.
Yeah, careful, Icarus.
Your wings are looking a little melty there. Why you denying it so hard? Huh? What you hiding?
I'm just constantly keeping mental notes like, where can I make a cut? Where can I make a cut? Do I have to make a cut here? But I think so
Anyway.
far, we're getting pretty close, but so far I think we're okay.
Danger, danger, danger. But yeah, I think a lot of the even though I'm an only child, and it typically would not be as revolting. It is very revolting to me in season 6. I'm actually very unhappy with her character development in season 6. But
Oh, but not the season 7 stuff where it's brought back up? Wow, okay.
Listen, I haven't gotten that far yet.
I know, I purposely cut you off to make you look bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Raccoon Slander.
Actually, it's in my notes, therefore it's libel. I guess we're doing that bit again.
What page are you on?
This one.
Page 7. How are we on page 7? We haven't even gotten that far yet. We haven't talked about the page 5 bombshell where you admit to being completely made by AI.
I'm sorry, that doesn't compute. Would you like 5,000 water cups?
Roger, roger.
Filthy clanker.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, that's right, I didn't do any accent. We got clankers over here. Something like that.
Yeah, you gotta go with the A, not the man. Careful. Careful. Really? The word clanker right in front of my brand new iPhone 16 Plus? I'm also kind of upset. I don't like any of the Siri voices, but that's fine.
I mean, maybe cry about it. I don't know what to tell you.
I am on the podcast that we host.
Oh, you have a podcast? What is it?
So, I have a podcast called Some Guy's Grab Bag. You can find it on Podbean. Where I go into a diatribe completely on my own, no special guests, and I just talk about things in the world that make sense and things that come up in our daily lives. There's one episode, there's an intro, and there's one episode. Um, and I butcher the name Kevin McLeod. I call him Kevin MacLeod.
I think a lot of people do.
Um, so yeah, you can check out some guy. I don't even know if that it might not be up anymore. I don't know. I haven't. That was before I even met you.
Oh, so this is your pre-backup plan.
This was my. I didn't have a significant other, and I needed to fill a lot of time.
Yeah, you don't have a significant other or a sibling, and you got to fill time. Podcasts. Try it out.
Listen, every white man wants a podcast. Look at the King of England. He's got a podcast.
I didn't know that he was still alive or that they still did Kings.
Yeah, the royal family's still a thing.
Get with the times, old man.
Listen, I'm having a picture of the Queen of England on a remembrance table at my funeral. No, at my wedding. Hold on. I don't plan on dying that soon.
Yeah, what was her face like when you said that? Because I have a feeling that's what that was about.
No, my Miss Microphone is facing away from me. She's
Oh.
rearranged her desks because she's had enough of me. She hates me now,
already.
actually.
Oh, well.
Continuing on with season 7.
No, they don't try and kill each other until season 8.
That's fair. When do we get to the boat?
I think that's the very end. You want to talk about the ending?
It is the very end.
I want to talk about the ending.
Let's talk about the. I mean, we're almost at our hour mark right here, so we can get to the ending. We can do final discussions.
I mean, are you sure you haven't had enough of this? I don't even know if we can say incest on the podcast.
We can. That word's fine.
You don't want to keep talking about that for another 20 minutes? I mean, I think that's something our audience really wants to hear.
Okay, listen, I am sweating, and not because it's hot out, because I had to defend myself so hard, and I had to backpedal to such a degree. I had to backpedal up a 90-degree incline, okay?
Brother, there's nothing about that topic where you should have to defend yourself. It should be an understood, yeah, that's not good, moving on. Why you have felt the need to defend yourself is kind of concerning.
Listen, no one gives me the benefit of the doubt. Nobody. Miss Microphone does, and that's why I'm marrying her. Among other reasons, but it's a good one.
I feel like I'm going to pick up on a lot more things as I listen back to this when I'm editing. I'm not scarred yet, and I hope that does not change in like 12 hours. All right. The ending.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not the first direction I thought they'd go in. I could kind of see where they were going with it. I'm not upset about it. I know I had a lot more opinions on it when I first watched it, but now it's been like at least 6 months. And I'm kind of like, yeah, it was the thing that happened. Mm-hmm. The two things that stood out for me, they are teasing a storm. Is it a hurricane? It's might be a tropical storm, but it's like a big storm is coming.
I think it's a tropical storm that, well, like they were like, it'll be upgraded to a hurricane behind it reaches landfall.
Yeah. So that threat has been brought up in the last few episodes. And I love when they do that, when they tease a storm. I love storms in real life. I think it's a great setting for conflict. And this was shaping up to be a pretty great moment. I could tell that the final shot of the show was going to be him riding into the storm on his boat. Because one of his things, Dexter has a boat, and that's how he disposes of his bodies. He drops them in the middle of the ocean. Whether you like the fact that he abandons his biological son and his new murder wife, up to you. I mean, he definitely couldn't have taken them with him. But that's not the final shot. And
It's not.
They do kind of wrap it up a bit. There's a scene in the police department where they're like, yeah, we found remains of his boat. He's not anywhere. And Batista's like, oh, that's too bad. And then things assumedly move on from there.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see a shot of Hannah and Harry in like France or
Yes,
wherever they are?
they're in South America.
South America. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I don't know if it's is it not Venezuela that has all the former former war criminals. It is.
it's somewhere
I have
Argentina. It's Argentina.
Argentina. It's
Yep.
Argentina. Yes.
No
I have
extradition.
a map of the world on my desk. I'm just looking at South America right now.
Yep. No extradition in Argentina, I guess. So that's why they decided to go there. But
Kill the drug money.
Yep, Miss Poison Murder is now raising baby Harrison. And the final shot, I don't think it's a post-credit scene. I think it's before the credits roll. It's a panning shot of a lumber mill, and we see a shot of Dexter sitting down in a cabin, defeated, just looking straight into the lens. I think that's amazing, too. I would have loved it if it had ended on the boat, but this is also pretty good. It leaves them open for more stuff to do in the future, which I think they should have just left it as it is. Because from what I've heard, what they've been doing after the show ended, yeah, I think mixed reviews. I think the younger show one is that First Blood, maybe.
I think so.
I heard that got
Revelations
decent.
just come out.
Yeah, that's the new one. So it's Dexter something Blood, New Blood, probably New Blood, then First Blood, and then Revelations or whatever you just said.
Yeah. I'll give you any ads for Revelation.
I got one.
Got one.
Yeah, it was on Hulu, and the theme song played, and I'm like, the second Leo meme of the episode. I know what that's from. But yeah, what did you think
Of the ending?
Yeah. No, the topic we were talking about 40 minutes ago, which was Dokes.
I think Dokes got a raw deal. I think he blew up, but not the way he wanted to. This is gonna sound really harsh. I'm glad that Deb died.
Oh yeah, I didn't even mention that part. Yeah, she's like paralyzed or brain dead or something. And then
he's on life support.
Yeah, he kills her technically.
Yeah, he does kill her, which is what she would have wanted.
Is it? Yeah. She said
he has a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in like season 3, she's like, if I'm a vegetable, just kill me. And then he says like noted like in his head or something.
Yeah, the telltale thing popped up. It was like Dexter will remember that.
Right. Foreshadowing. The fact, and I'm not just glad she's dead because of the whole I want to get with my brother thing. I think that she, in any future content, good or bad, she would have been a negative force multiplier.
Yeah, her arc had been wrapped up.
Yeah, she's done. She's like Dokes. She's done.
Yep.
She didn't explode. She got eaten by sharks.
Eventually.
I mean, yeah, munch. Just like all his other kills. Well, no, he wrapped her in a sheet instead of a trash bag.
Yeah, and he didn't like dismember her or anything.
Yeah, no, he just
sibling love right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. See, that's how you love a sibling the proper way.
Like,
dumping them in the ocean wearing a sheet.
Like, normally, you're in a lot less pieces than right now, so it's the best you're gonna get, Deb. Alright, anything else you want to talk about for our first Dexter episode? I'm sure we'll come back after we do our sequel series watch party at some point, and
I thought the very ending scene with him being the lumberyard, I thought it was gonna because you know how it zooms in on his face.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was gonna do a zoom out where he's in like a lumberyard tool shack and he's twirling around an axe or something with a bloody person on the ground and he turns off a light or something. He's continuing just in a different area.
Well, that's the thing. Like, his arc was also wrapped up. He killed the last person he needed to, and Harry, his dad, like, faded away. Like, he doesn't need to talk to him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because a whole thing throughout the show, like, he sees his dad, who's been dead
Yeah.
the entire show, and talks to him. So that was wrapped up as well. So I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
they're going to say, like, hey, he's relapsed and is serial killing again in the next series, or how they're gonna continue on with this, but
He's just a bat who laughs now. He just kills because it's like, you're bad, I kill, we're good here.
isn't that Martha Wayne?
Uh,
Or is that a different
yeah.
continuity?
Well, no, yeah, Martha
Or
becomes the
no.
Joker.
Right, okay. And the bat who
The
laughs
bat,
is
the
a
bat who
Joker.
laughs, yeah,
Okay.
and he does kill people.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a
Who
little
hasn't?
bit.
You're sitting down with Dexter. It's like, oh yeah,
For
this,
legal reasons, that's a joke.
yeah. It's like, oh, this person killed someone. That's bad. And he's like, well, who hasn't? Who hasn't? Like, come on, guys. Like, are you being too harsh? Anyway, that's about all I have to say on this topic for now. Any closing remarks on your end, Mr. Microphone?
Series as a whole, I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, I'd agree. I'd probably give it a solid 9.
That's fair.
You know,
It loses
I don't.
half a point because many reasons.
Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna fare on a rewatch. I've only seen the show once.
Same.
And I remember there being a lot of good moments, but getting to those moments, I don't know if there's a lot of fluff there. Like, for example, Breaking Bad, I do not want to rewatch that one for another, like, 4 years, I don't think.
It is Breaking. We'll do a whole episode on Breaking Bad, but it is such a slow start.
It's a slow show. It's a great show. But just
It's like
thinking
Mad
of,
Men.
yeah, just thinking of rewatching, it's like, I know the moments that I like, and there's just so much, not
Between
filler,
them.
but like stuff that feels not important.
Exactly. It's all just exposition and set dressing.
Yeah. Like Better Call Saul, the first few seasons were definitely like that as well. But
I couldn't
think
finish Let's Better Call Saul.
I just
All
got,
I wanted from it was a quirky lawyer who defends criminals. And I got a whole, like, my brother is sick and he's gonna have his popcorn blanket. I'm like,
yeah,
stop.
I was also expecting it to be a lot more lawyer stuff, and it is not that. But there are a lot more decent moments throughout to where I could see myself going back and watching Better Call Saul sooner than I would Breaking Bad.
That's
That
fair.
being
It's also
said,
shorter, isn't it?
no.
No?
It might be the same. Breaking Bad had 5 seasons. I think there were 12 episode seasons except for the first one. Better Call Saul, I think, are 10 episode seasons except for the last one, and it's 6 seasons.
Okay, so they're about the same.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I take that back.
That being said, I feel like I would enjoy rewatching Dexter, even with the slower moments, more than I would enjoy.
More happens in a better time span. They were much better about their pacing.
Yeah, which is wild because by like season 2, you're like, okay, he was almost just found out. There is no way he can still be working at this police department in 4 seasons' time. And somehow he never.
And yet.
Yeah. Never got caught, except for when he was almost caught in season 2, almost caught in season 7, almost caught a couple other times. But hey, he was never fired.
And therefore not guilty.
Yep. All right. Well,
I think that's about does it for us.
Yep. Thank you all for listening to this episode and getting through the probably 40-minute to 47-minute mark where it got a bit iffy there with season 6, Deb. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure to let us know in either the comment section or you can email us directly at 2raccoonspodcast@gmail.com. 2 C's, 2 O's, no spaces. Doing that bit twice an episode now, I guess. Any other bits you want to fit in before the end?
No, I think I've used up all my current bits. If you would like to suggest a section, a bit, a segment, feel free to send us some email at tworaccoonspodcast@gmail.com.
If you want to hear the bit again, listen to the beginning of the episode or rewind 50 seconds. I don't know what to tell you. All right. Well, thank you all again, and we will catch you in the next one.
Have a good one.